Yeah, I'm in already. I'm in already. Okay. Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning,
How are you guys?
Ramani.
Yeah. How are you, Dorothy?
I'm fine. How are you?
Hey, Vincent.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I am coming in 5 minutes. Okay. I am online. I'm coming in 5 minutes just.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you being quiet?
Um,
Who is that?
Yeah. Vincent or Dorothy. Either from you both. Please. I would like. It's just a suggestion. That we just. So should we message on our group that please join as we're gonna be starting.
okay, all right.
So you just text in the so just text in the group that we are about to start the webinar in 5 to 10 minutes. So kindly please join.
Let's
All
allow
right.
everybody.
All right.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning. I can't hear anything. I hope you guys have started.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Um, yeah, Ryan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning, guys. Hope you are doing great.
All right. So, I welcome you guys to today's webinar. So, this webinar is the purpose of this webinar actually is to let you know the content of what we'll be lecturing for the actual training, which is going to take place on the 17th of this month. So, we want to sensitize you guys to show you the content of our lectures. So we're going to be presenting a PowerPoint that will show the files we'll be presenting on that actual day, and also show you visuals. Some of the files will be also show you the visuals of some of the files we'll be presenting on that day, and let you know the content of what you will learn. We can demonstrate some of them for you guys. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is to share my screen with you guys. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen with you guys now, so you can actually be able to view the PowerPoint. Okay. So can someone see my screen now? I want to be sure.
Yes, we can. I can.
No, no problem. Okay. So can you see the slides?
Yes, I can see it.
All right. All right. So this is the slide for the financial modeling webinar. All right. So which is meant to actually sensitize you guys on the great things you're going to learn. We have a lot of packages for you guys, so there are a lot of great things you're going to learn during this webinar. So it's a financial modeling webinar by Toby CC and Raim Damani. All right. So I'm going to introduce you to the team, the Toby CC team, and also introduce Rahim Damani before he comes online on the web. He's already online with us. Before he actually do some discussions. All right. So this is about us. The second slide about us, that's to be TEC. Okay. Now, Tobit is a registered business for IT training, consulting, and financial educational services with the Corporate Affairs Commission. All right. So we have a slogan which is get trained, get an edge, and get ahead. Right. So we offer a wide range of training that covers financial modeling, accounting, statistical research, and optimal business decision support services by building great reporting templates and executive dashboards. Okay, in addition, our training is delivered on premises and virtually. And we are also available for consulting services, business support solutions such as business planning, tax management, financial modeling and evaluation, and also marketing analytics. So we have team members for Tobit. So we are um, a 5 team members. So I'll say 5 team member now, including Rahim Damani. So Ezekiel Wilson, all right, Promise, Udeme, Odu Dorothy, and Anugu Michael. So those are the team members we have for Tobit. So includes if you have also Rahim Damani, who is our expatriate. So we have Rahim Damani here. So that is about the team, the Tobit team. So we have Rahim Damani. Rahim Damani is ACCA and a Microsoft certified trainer. Okay. So this is the profile for Rahim Damani. He's a Microsoft certified trainer, Office 2016. Okay, Microsoft Office specialist, Excel associate 2019. He's an associate certified chartered accountant, ACCA. 5 years of experience of financial and database modeling. Is a finance manager with Sehat Kehani, freelancer with peoplehour.com, Imitia Supermarket, visiting faculty member, Tabani School of Accountancy, and a corporate trainer at Edwatch. All right, so these are contacts. Then we have the webinar objective. The webinar objective is an orientation course. So we'll be sharing an orientation course outline with you guys and also be showing you visuals. So we'll be showing you visuals of some of the files. This actually promises to be a very great experience for those of us that will actually partake in the training. You are bound to gain a lot. The reason why I said so is because the training is going to cover quite a whole lot. So at the end of the training, you are expected to be a pro in advanced Excel, in Excel modeling and financial modeling. Advanced Excel in the sense that you get used to, you'll be introduced and get to know how to apply Microsoft's most recent advanced Excel functions. All right. So Microsoft most recent advanced Excel functions, be able to perform a whole lot of analytics with Excel. So Excel modeling, financial modeling. So Rahim Damani is going to buttress more on Excel modeling and advanced Excel. So while on the part of financial modeling, I'm going to give you insight on that. So for the course outline for advanced Excel modeling. So what I'll do first is I'll move straight up to the outline for financial modeling. So I'll go straight to slide, sorry. So I'm going straight to slide 16. Okay. So I'll move straight to slide 16. So slide 16 is the course outline for financial modeling, which will be given by myself, Wilson Ezekiel. All right. So if you check slide 16, so you check out slide 16. Now, slide 16 is the course outline for financial modeling, so which is the basic. So in the basic, we're going to talk about, this is, okay, let me just give a brief introduction of myself. I think this aspect is missing. So Wilson Ezekiel, okay, I am an associate chartered accountant and also an FPA professional, okay? So my area of specialist is FP and A, that's financial planning and analysis. So financial planning and analysis. So that is that is a brief introduction of myself. All right. So the course outline for the financial modeling, we're going to have a basic. So the basic is, this is the basic introductory level to financial modeling. All right. So here you will learn how to map a GL account put from an ERP, and also prepare an integrated financial statement model. Okay. You will get to know the connections between income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement, and how these three can be linked. So basically, you will get to learn how to um, prepare an integrated financial statement model, which is the foundation of all financial modeling. So the ability to be able to link the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. So know what connects the three and be able to link them in Excel. All right. So from there, we're going to move straight to financial statement forecasting. So I'm going to show you sample files of what you learn. All right. So we're going to move straight to financial statement forecasting and analysis. So here we'll be able to determine the assumptions to be used to forecast financial statements. All right. So so what we're talking about here is that if you want to forecast financial statements, how do you begin to build your assumptions? All right. So how do you come up with assumptions? Because assumptions are your forecasting factors. So that's what you're going to use to project your historical financial statement. So how do you come about those assumptions? We're going to learn about that. We're going to be able to apply them to forecast or project financial statements with supporting schedules. Okay. So there's a template we're going to build. We're going to build a template that will have supporting schedules. And we're going to tell you instances where you may not necessarily have to build a supporting schedule. Just do your forecast. And basically, most challenges that people have is the ability to be able to build cash flow forecast. So we'll teach you how to do that and how to make sure everything balances. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to ensure everything balances. That means your cash flow statement must tie to your balance sheet in terms of the cash and cash equivalent elements, and the total of your assets and equity and liabilities must agree. All right. So that is what we're going to teach you. All right. So we're not going to stop there. We're going to move to budgeting and forecasting. So in budgeting and forecasting, we're basically going to explain to you what the difference between a budget, the similarities and the difference between a budget and a financial model. Okay. All right. So we're going to let you know that. So budgeting and forecasting, we're going to understand the difference between budgeting and financial forecasting and be able to prepare corporations' annual and monthly budgets, compare actual with budgeted performance. All right. Actual with budgeted performance, and be able to analyze variances. So that's what we're going to teach you. So we're going to let you know how to build a budget rather. So we're going to let you know how to build a budget. All right, from start to finish. How you're going to get input from the different business units. Based on that input, build an operating budget. You understand? So we're also going to let you know. So we're also going to, okay, sorry, apologies, sir. I have to admit some. Okay. All right. So can someone still see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Can someone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see your screen.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that I'm communicating. All right, so that's fine. So as I was saying, I'm going to teach you how to prepare budgets and do variance analysis. Then how to also carry out high-level business commentaries. So what are the things you need to? How do you communicate to top executives? So those are high-level business commentaries. So that's what. So now, the idea of financial statement forecasting is a management accounting concept. So you should understand that it's a management accounting and it's not financial reporting. Management accounting has to do with projections and all the rest. So this is actually a management accounting concept. So when we have for instance, an annual report or a company's financial report, okay, the template for management account is different from templates of financial account because management account doesn't have to follow some specific rules. okay, such as the application of the International Financial Reporting Standards. So there are basic things we will tell you that we're going to do. I just want you to have the notion that this is purely a management accounting, concept you're talking about. All right, so that is for basic. Now we're going to move from basic to advanced. Now, what do I mean from basic to advanced? What we're going to do is we're going to have a trial balance that will be pulled from an ERP. From that trial balance, we're going to map, and immediately we finish our mapping, we're going to design an integrated financial statement model. All right, so we're going to prepare an integrated financial statement model. And in addition, we're going to do some kind of add-ons. So the add-ons I mean will now be the advanced stage of financial modeling. So in the add-ons to the financial model, we're going to do business valuation.
Yeah, man.
All right. So at this stage, you should be able to value a company by building a business valuation model into financial statements. All right. So using the DCF approach, okay, you'll be able to compute the free cash flow to firm, the weighted average cost of capital. All right. So please let's try to reduce the background noise so we can be heard clearly. I can hear someone talking in the background. So please let's try as much as possible to reduce. Let's try as much as possible to reduce the background noise. So here we are going to, as I've said, we're going to discuss the
Did they bring light?
So
Later. What's that?
all right, so as I've said,
Me?
we're going to talk about the
Wow.
business valuation model.
I'm not
Right.
no. Give me like
Yeah, I
I'm
would
like,
request Michael to
Yeah,
mute
please.
your mic. Please.
December.
Yeah.
Please, can we mute our
Second,
mic? Michael,
Yeah.
please, can we mute our mic, please, to avoid distraction?
Hello.
Yeah, Wilson, you can do muted. So just go on the head. Yeah. Yeah, now fine. Yeah, Wilson, carry on.
Okay, so business valuation. So I explained that we're going to do this business valuation is going to be add-on. It's going to be add-on to the financial model. So in a single financial model, I'm going to show you an example of the file I'm talking about. So in a single financial model, you will see by the time you are doing your projections, okay, when you do your projections, normally when you are valuing a company, you do projections, right? So you should be able to determine what the cost of capital is, because you're going to use that cost of capital to calculate the terminal value. Okay, based on that, you're going to determine enterprise value and fair value of shares of the company. All right, so we're going to see how we're going to build that, because we're going to add this to. So what makes this advanced is that we're going to add. It's going to be an add-on to the integrated financial statement model. All right, so that's what we're going to do there. Oh, sorry, please. I need to admit some people. All right, so so that's what we're going to do there. So now, what we're also going to do is, now this aspect is also important, and that is the reason why we are calling this training Advanced Financial Model and Business Valuation. And when we say it is advanced, it is truly advanced. All right, it is truly advanced. But for the fact that we say it is advanced doesn't mean we will be taking you through the rudiments of the elementaries. So we're going to take you through the rudiment of elementary financial modeling up to the advanced stage. So another aspect we're going to talk about, which is rare, you can actually see this in most financial modeling, except for some top financial modeling trainers or training institutes. All right, so we're going to see how we're going to apply the application of Excel VBA and macros for modeling. So VBA is Visual Basic for application. So it's actually Microsoft programming language. So we're going to look at that, and we're going to see how we can record macros. Okay, we're going to see how we can record macros in Excel. So that's advanced. That's truly advanced. So we're going to introduce us to that. So we're going to see a simple case, a simple scenario where we apply VBA and we also do macro recording and all sorts. So you will also be introduced to the use of Excel VBA, okay, in financial modeling and Excel macros. So that is what we're going to do. So what I'm going to show you right now is I'm going to show you sample files of what I'm talking about. So if you can see this screen, just let me know. Okay, can you see an Excel file?
Yes.
Okay, can you see an Excel file? Okay.
I can see. Yes,
Okay, so we have an Excel file here. So this is just a sample. We are going to treat something more than this. Okay, so we are going to treat something more than this, but I'm just showing you a sample of what I'm talking about. So if you look at what is here now, you can see we have a simple financial statement projection. This is the historical, these are projections. From here to here, we have projections. So this is showing you a trend line. This is showing you forecasting factors. All right, so these forecasting factors are the assumptions of the model. All right, so there are two ways you can actually present your forecasting factors. Okay, either you present them this way. We are going to show you the two different ways, and which, of course, you're not going to see in most training. Okay, you're not going to see most. So we are giving you two different options in which you can actually present your financial model. All right, so this is one option. So I'm going to show you another file where we have to arrange the assumptions in a different format. Okay, so these are forecasting factors which we have used. You can see, okay, so if I double click on this, you can see that this is actually used to do a projection. Okay, this is a growth formula that is used to do a projection. So that is it. Now, if I scroll down, you will see the balance sheet. So this is an integrated financial statement model, and you will see the cash flow statement agreeing with the balance sheet. Now you check here, you can see the error check is 0, which means that our balance sheet is balanced. All right. Now, if you still scroll down, you will see that this is actually arranged in sections. This file is actually arranged in sections. So you still scroll down, you see enterprise value, sensitivity, and scenario analysis. So here we are able to calculate what the value of the company is. So at any point in time, on a monthly or on annual basis for management accounting purpose, you can actually determine what the value of the company is at any point in time. All right. So now we move forward to now even calculate sensitivity, to do sensitivity analysis. So you can see an example of sensitivity analysis here. So we'll be making use of Microsoft Excel data table to perform sensitivity analysis and also do scenario analysis. So I'm going to show you another file that has scenario analysis in it. So you can look at this as well. So this is another example. So you see that in this example, so what we have done here is I can collapse this file. We'll teach you how to do your presentation in this manner. So you can actually collapse this file. So what we have done basically is data grouping. So you see what we have here. Now there's a formula here that actually checks your errors to ensure that your balance sheet is balanced. You can see there's an if error there. We have if error. Okay, we have if. This is an absolute. This absolute converts negative to positive. Okay, so it's an absolute number. Okay, it's an error check. Okay, so we're going to teach you how to write this formula. So you're going to learn how to write all this. Okay, so if I expand this, we have the income statement. You can see these are the forecasting factors that we have. If I expand the balance sheet further, you can see we have the balance sheet. We have what we have used to project the balance sheet. Now, you will take note of something here. You can see that in the cash and cash equivalents, the cash and cash equivalent here is actually colored in green, right? So you check the cash and cash equivalent, look at what you have in the cash flow. Now, look at what you have in cash flow statement. You see it aligns. And because of that, we are able to have our check on the cash flow statement to be 0. Okay, we're going to have our check on the cash flow statement to be 0. You can see 0.01 is approximately 0. All right, so you can see that this is actually 0 here. Hold on, please. Let me admit some more people. So we have people joining us. Um, okay, so we can see that we have 0 here. Okay, so that's what we're going to let you know. Now, we're also going to move above that to look at financial indicators. So if I also expand this, okay, this hasn't been built anyway, but it's fine. We're going to build that, okay? We're going to see financial indicators. We're going to see how we build sensitivity analysis here, all right? Then we're also going to move further to look at graphs and charts. So we're going to build all this. So this is what I mean when I say comprehensive financial model. A comprehensive financial model will include everything you need to know about the company at any point in time. So what we're going to do in our training is we're going to show you how to even prepare this on a monthly basis, because you can see this is annual. So we're going to tell you how to do monthly movement, how to map. So there are a whole lot of things. There are a whole lot of things you will surely learn. So there are a whole lot of things you will surely learn. All right. So that is one of the files. So let me also show you this. I think you have that already. Okay. So this is also another way of presenting financial model. Basically, presentation of your assumptions. So in this case, you can see that the assumptions are actually presented at the top. So we are going to show you two different ways of presenting your assumptions. One way is the one I showed you earlier. So this is another way of doing it. You're going to have your assumptions at the top. Now, in this case, you are not showing forecasting factors. So you're actually presenting those assumptions. So forecasting factors are still assumptions anyway. Okay. All right. So this is what you have here. Now, all these values you have here in blue are your forecasting factors. So this is what you are actually using to, sorry. So this is what you're actually using to do your projections. If I come to the income statement, you can see that the income statement is this. So here we'll teach you how to prepare supporting schedules. Okay, so most people are often asked in interview, especially financial analyst interview questions, how if they can actually prepare projections, if they can do financial analysis. So we're going to let you know, teach you all that. So all these ones in yellow are actually built based on supporting schedules. The numbers we have here is for movement. So we are going to tell you how to do financial analysis and identify trends and all the rest. So the balance sheet. Okay, so this is the balance sheet. You can see what we have there. Now, the key thing I want to show you here is, okay, we have the cash flow statement. Then we have financial indicators, and finally we have, okay, these financial indicators. So we can see that we are linking everything. So everything is going to be linked. Okay, so that's what we're going to let you know. Now, here we have sensitivity and scenario analysis. So we have a complete scenario analysis here. So we're going to teach you how to build something like this. The scenario analysis using Microsoft data table. When you come to data, you have what if analysis. So under what if analysis, we have scenario manager, go seek, and data table. So we're actually using this data table in Excel. It's one of the Microsoft advanced Excel functions to build scenario analysis. So that's what we have. This is an example of a scenario analysis. So we are going to see how we interpret these numbers. We'll be able to interpret those numbers. We'll be able to interpret sensitivity analysis. So there are two ways you can build your sensitivity analysis. Either you have a one-factor input or a two-factor input. So we are going to explain what a one-factor input sensitivity analysis is and what a two-factor input sensitivity analysis is. We're also going to go further to explain how to apply sensitivity analysis to budgeting. So there are a whole lot of things we will talk about. So this tab I have here is the scenario summary. The scenario summary is actually used as an input to your scenario analysis. So it is this scenario summary that feeds into the scenario analysis. All right, this is a cover page. We're going to tell you how to build a cover page in financial model. All right, so So we have more people joining us. So basically, so that is what. So for the aspect of financial modeling, basically that's the aspect we're going to talk about. I will also introduce VBA and macros to you. I explained that to you already. So we'll let you know that the files will be built. We'll build the file together live in class. And you're going to see how this goes, right? All right. So that is it for financial modeling. Um, so what I will do next now is to move to the next slide, which is for Rahim. So Rahim Damani is going to take us through the process of Excel modeling. I can tell you categorically that you won't be able to find this kind of modeling training. For those of us who are in Nigeria, you can't find the level of training that we're going to offer with any of our competitors in the market there. So this is actually all encompassing. Okay, when I say it's all encompassing is we are looking at Excel modeling, the entire Excel modeling itself, meaning you'll be able to become an expert in applying Excel in any business scenario. So that is what it means. So you can apply Excel in any business scenario. So I've introduced Rahim Damani. So Rahim Damani is going to come up next to explain what advanced Excel function is. To explain the advanced Excel function is going to be taking, and to also take us through the process of Excel modeling. All right, so Rahim Damani, I told you earlier, so he's a Microsoft certified trainer, okay? He's a Microsoft Office specialist, an Excel associate, okay, Excel associate 2019. He's a globally certified chartered accountant. He has 5 years of experience in financial and database modeling. He's a finance manager, a freelancer with peopleR.com, Imitia Supermarket, a visiting faculty member of Tabani School of Accountancy, a corporate trainer at Edward, and an instructor at Tobit. All right, so he's going to take us through uh, the Excel modeling course. All right, please, Rahim.
Yeah. So thank you, Wilson, and good morning, guys. Thank you. Firstly, want to thank you guys for joining, especially on Sunday, where it is weekend and it is like very hard to basically absorb this kind of like theoretical and overall part where we have like work Monday to Friday and being overall stressed out. So thank you guys for joining us today. And I believe that me and Tobit CEC could prove to be a driving force to create a value in yourself and make you and give you a room to basically grow in your relevant fields. So as Wilson has provided my already introduction to you. So I'm gonna be jumping on the main part where I will be like briefing you about the as I shall be looking after the overall advanced Excel and Excel modeling training. So I'm gonna be briefing you about that what I'm gonna be covering in the advanced Excel part, and then I will be briefing you about that what I'm gonna be covering in the Excel modeling part. So I would appreciate, Wilson, if you could like come on the course outline for advanced Excel
Okay.
below. Yeah. So here, I would be firstly discussing the main significance or the core difference behind the commands and functions available. So Excel. So what Excel has done is that it has provided commands and functions as weapon to conquer the requirements of yours in every scope. Either it is filter, either it is like any of the scope. It has provided you two solutions, one in the commands form and one in the functions form. So I would be briefing you about that. What is the core difference between the commands and the functions? As in Excel, they both are the two weapons which we use to conquer our requirements, right? Secondly, I would be just giving you a contrast just to give you a flavor and better understanding. And so I would be discussing both commands and function on different available scopes in Excel. Then I would be discussing the overall concept of array and nested function. Array formula. This is the typical and the core concept which possess in Excel, and these are something if you grip in it, you get a competitive edge, and you become a pro, right? So whatever requirement you get, and which you believe you have to translate to Excel, you have array formulas, or you have nested functions available, which you basically use to instruct an Excel to perform that action, right? So if I briefly basically orient you, so nested function is basically making a team of functions, right? So for example, if you are so for example, if I brief you about nested functions, so nested functions is basically making a team of different functions. So for example, uh, uh, you and your so why we create a team, because we create a team for the reason that where each function has the capacity of doing one kind of job. So here we use different functions as a team to make it nested and get our requirement done, right? So I would be discussing the core concept, and I would be discussing all considering the overall scope behind it, what are the comparisons behind it, and what are their limitations, right? So I would be discussing all course outline in three aspects: that what is the scope, what is the comparison available of it, and what is the limitation of it. Later on, I will be discussing the concept of multiplication, why we use multiplication. So there is a common concept in Excel available, that what is which is Boolean logic. So we use basically this kind of logic, and use multiplication as a tool to basically allow Excel to consider more than one requirements, right? So for example, if we have to apply a formula on a range where we have more than one requirement, we use basically array formula, and to apply multiplier requirements, we use multiplication rather than and function in an array formula. So I would be providing a contrast where I could show you first that why we don't use and function in an array formulas, where we have to consider overall range and apply that formula. So why should we don't use and function and use multiplication in light of the Boolean logic? So I would be briefing you in detail that should why we don't use and function, and why should we use multiplication functions. Then I would be
All right.
discussing the overall, then I would be discussing the overall limitations of array formula. That though array formula has provided a competitive edge to you to basically execute any requirement, any sort of requirement, any sort of dynamic requirement which you basically have in an Excel, you can apply it via array formula. But there are some limitations in it. So for example, you are in a room, and there is a wedding going on, and there is a capacity of 10 people to basically stay in the room, have a fresh air or something, and move freely, right? So for example, there is a 10 capacity, and we basically insert more than 10%, like 20%, 30%. So you're gonna be feeling kind of uh, exhausting, right? You're gonna be exhausting. You will feel you will feel a problem in breathing air. So you will feel a kind of feeling that you may be feeling in like in your heart, in your brain, that yeah, hey, I gonna and I want fresh air. So in Excel, when we basically insert more functions as a team in a single formula, there's a limitation that the files get heavy, right? And it creates problem to process the overall function for the Excel. So there's a limitations which I will be discussing in detail. Then in order to address that limitations which array formula has, so what Excel has done is, in the 2019 version, on the 365 version, it has introduced new dynamic functions, like in the form of filter, in the form of unique, in the form of sort filter, so in the form of sort function. So it has basically provided dynamic functions to you, um, which previously was not available, and which previously was available in the form of commands. But when we have to apply it as function, we don't have available these kind of functions, and we use basically array formulas to apply any sort of requirement, right? So
Okay, okay,
Excel in due regard has provided you new dynamic functions, which is very simple, which is very short, and which maintains your files capacity and processing capacity, right? So I will be making you learn the overall dynamic functions which have been introduced recently. Wilson, if you could like come on the main slide.
okay. Sorry, I needed to admit
Right.
speaking.
Yeah. Then I would be using
Can I move to the
the
next
core
slide?
concept. No, no,
Okay,
no, no. Just stay with it.
okay, okay.
Then I will be using and providing you a concept of the text functions, and I would be applying it on the advanced and dynamic scenarios, right? So text functions. When I speak about the text functions, I surely wants to apply it and contrast it with the Power Query function, right? So you may be aware of that Power BI in recent days in very demand, and that it is basically split it into two areas. One is Power Query and one is Power Pivot. So Power Query is morely relates to data transformation, right? So where you basically split data, transform data. So just to flavor it, text functions in Excel are the one which basically provides you the essence of it. So I would be providing I would be providing the overall concept of text functions, and try to apply it on the dynamic and advanced scenarios, right? Then later on,
Yeah,
I would be discussing the dynamic rate. So in general, so there is a psychological phenomena when we use some kind of usual thing, we don't get too much attention on it. But once we use very beautiful thing, or once we use very unusual thing, we all of a sudden gets our attention to that thing, right? So in Excel, there are generally data is basically communicated in a very traditional form, where we basically use bar charts, column charts as a source to basically visualize our data. But there are some
okay.
creative charts. There are some creative charts available in an Excel where you can, which you could basically use and with overall visualize your data, which could easily attract the recipient's attention in a single in few minutes, right? So where it is very hard to get attention of your boss or something, with these kind of charts, you can easily get the attention of your boss. So if I discuss the event with you, I was like sitting with my CFO, Chartered Financial Officer, and I was like showing some kind of data. At initial level, it was very hard to grab his attention to the overall file. He was like resisting. He was like viewing his screen, and I had said, "Hey, boss, just look at the screen. I have made some kind of unique stuff." He initially said, "What kind of unique stuff? Just speak. I'm listening your voice." I've said, "Boss, please view the screen." And once he viewed the screen, he has felt like, wow, how you make it, bro. So I wanna be making you overall, like I wanna be providing you the overall grip that how you can make yourself creative charts where you have the capacity of like gaining attention in least possible time, right? So these kind of charts I will be making you learn on it. Then I will be discussing overall pivot and data relationships concepts, that how we can make advanced pivot in Excel, and how we can basically correlate or create a link between one data set to the another data set, right? So this is the overall advanced Excel course outline. Wilson, if you could come over the next slide.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and here I would be offering you another course which is like Excel modeling, which is based on 4 pillars. So before discussing it, I want to make it clear that once we like listen the word of modeling, we generally contrast it to the finance field. We don't contrast it to the another fields which are available like either it could be HR, either it could be marketing, either it could be anything. Excel modeling is a concept which applies to everyone, either professional belongs to admin, HR, or something. This is the concept which applies to everyone, and this is a course which is not specific to only finance, but specific to every professionals which basically who basically works in that field, right? So this applies to everyone. So I have like split it Excel modeling into 4 pillars. So there is a 4 pillars which on which overall Excel modeling gonna be based on. So first is data purification and data transformation. So here I'm gonna be giving you an example. Suppose you have to make a a recipe which is like in which the code and the main ingredient is the chicken, right? Suppose you are making the chicken, suppose you are making the recipe and you ask me to basically bring the chicken, and I basically buy it from the market and get the chicken for you. Once you see the chicken, you see that chicken is alive. Chicken is not cut it in a way where which could be used for the recipe. So you ask me that, yeah, the chicken should be chicken have must have to be slaughtered and must have to be cut it in a way that I can use in the overall recipe. So here, what is the general myth is that we are in expectation that where we gonna be receiving the data in a more standardized and in a more purified form, but it is not the fact. I have like worked in more than 5 to like in every industry sectors, and I have found the reality that data is not purified. You have to purify the data first to allow it to use in relevant analysis and something, right? So I'm gonna be giving
Okay.
you a grip. I'm gonna be giving you a grip that how you have to grip on purifying the overall data. How you gonna be having the grip to basically allow the data to be used for relevant analysis, right? So first part is the overall data purification. Then second part is the once you are like done with the overall data purification, then second part is the overall key mapping. Key mapping is something that you are looking for a reference, and for that reference you are basically like so for that reference you are overall mapping your process, right? So for example, I have to so there is a process that so from one end to second end I have to go and reach to the second point. So there is a process that from one point to second point I have to go and reach there. So this is the process. how gonna how I gonna be reach there? I have to define a key that how from one end to second end I gonna be reach there. What gonna be the medium, right? So
Okay.
in Excel you have to define a key that which you will be using in order to overall define your overall process and map it out in an Excel, right? And last part is the overall logic drafting, which is absolutely the a language which you basically provide Excel to, and which you basically provide Excel and use it as a communication tool, which you basically instruct Excel that, hey, um, I wanna be basically get this requirement done. So you basically use its language to basically get your requirement done. So
Okay.
this gonna be the main 4 pillars which I will be having main focus on, and I will be covering overall Excel modeling in this part. Um,
Good.
Wilson, I would request just to give you a visual, I will be showing you some kind of files to you to make you clear that why data purification, why key mapping is mandatory to
Okay.
define to get your data in a way which you could use for relevant analysis, right? So I'm gonna be showing you some kind of file where I will be showing a kind of limitations to you. Then I will be showing the process which I have basically designed for that company. So Wilson, I would
Okay.
highly appreciate if you could basically make me host and allow me to share my screen.
Okay. Okay. All right. No problem. So I'm going to do that right now.
Yeah, you have to come on new share. Come on new share.
Yes,
call.
yes. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm making you the host.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm making you the host now.
Okay.
All right. So you can just also assist by admitting new members because there are members who will be joining. So, all right.
Yeah. So I believe you can view my screen. If someone from you guys could acknowledge either they can view my screen or not.
Yes, we can. I can. I don't know if others can.
So I would.
Can anyone view the screen? Can anyone see the screen?
Yes, I can.
So if I zoom in and firstly, I wanna brief you that this is the I was working in XYZ company, and their billions of data was miscategorized. So as I am and as I am accounting and finance professional, so we in our academics learned that the income of ours should be recording as per matching concept. So it should be recorded in that one in which basically I have said rendered services to you, right? It should not be recorded on that one where I have received the payment. So there were like billions of data were miscategorized, and they were recording on the day where basically payment has been received, not rather on that day where I have basically rendered the services. So income of more than 6 months, more than 8 months, more than 2 years or 3 years, it has been recorded on a specific day, rather than it should be accrued and should be recorded into 3 years, into 3 years with equal amount. So what is the limitation? So this was the blunder, right? So what is the after effect if we don't define our data? If we use that data and use it for relevant analysis, use it for our future forecasting, we're not gonna be able to understand that what is our seasonal variation, what is our month on month growth, for what growth rate we are basically growing our business, we are achieving uh, organic growth in our business. So we did this kind of limitations which company was previously having. So I have made a model where it basically just catches or identifies that for what period does the income belongs to, right? So if you could see on that part which I have highlighted, that there is the amount which belongs to Feb to September period. So Feb, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So there is 8 months for which 55,000 belongs to. So if I basically wants to determine that 155,000 divided by 8, so what is the amount which I gonna be report in the specific month? So this is the amount which should be reported between Feb to September, but the amount is reported as 155,000 to so there is a limitation. There is like wrong accounting treatment. So I have made a model which basically identifies that what does this income belongs to. So what is the period um, with which this income belongs to? So here you can see as that it basically defines that what is the period. So here you can see is that this is the period which this income basically belongs to. This is basically 8 months, and so the equal amount which we basically report in per month is the 19,375 rupees, and it is then reflecting on my main ledger or main report, which is basically showing that the team ventures in specific 2019 period, it has basically earned. Here you can see as that here is my amount is reflecting. So just to give you just to give you your proper visual, I am gonna be adding a company here, just doing a dummy entry just to give, so in order to give you a visual. I have suppose that I have worked for Wilson, for Wilson, and I have mistakenly reported that income in a specific day, which in actually consists of or belongs to more than 1 month. For example, I have reported service income for January 2018 to October 2019. So here you can see as that my income basically belongs not only to a month but more than a month, and the amount the months which basically belongs to it is basically January, so whole 2018 year, which is 12 months, and Jan to October, this is basically 10 months of 2019. So 12 and 10, 22 months income it basically belongs to. So my per month income should be 204,545. This is the amount which I basically report in my per month basis. But here I have reported as 4.5 million. So here it is a process which I have basically defined, which basically first identifies that what is the period, what is the duration. So it basically tells you that the period will consist of 22 months, and the per month income, which basically with report is 24204,545. And here you can show easily could view that it is now automatically defined and coming in my overall ledger part, where it is showing that in the 2019 calendar year, I have earned business from Wilson is 204,545. In the calendar year 2018, I have earned from Wilson is 24545. And here it is a reconciliation being done that what actually being recorded and what is the amount which after being recorded after the overall processing. So it is the reconciliation is being going on, which is making sure that the accurate processing is being done. So this is the overall model which I have created for the multinational company in Pakistan. So if I show you some kind, so this is so when I've created this model, this was and many of models of mine have been published at the international level. So here you can see as that this is the eloquence.com. This is the US based entity where the managing director of it has approached me and asked me to basically publish my overall financial models. So here you can see as that my whole models, my every models I are publishing or trading at 5 stars level, right? Which is greatest achievements for me. So I'm coming with that competitiveness to basically allow you to achieve that kind of success in your life, to achieve kind of that level of growth in your life too. So I'm coming with that intent and providing and with that competitiveness, where I could allow you to basically learn some kind of unique and some kind of Excel modeling into a greatest flavor. Not some kind of usual flavors which are basically generally available in market. I want to make you learn some kind of unique stuff, some kind of greater stuff, which you basically gonna be explored. This is the CFI market. It is a Canadian body which basically provide financial management courses. So here you can see is that my every model of mine is for trading here, and you can easily see that it has been viewed by 15,387 professionals, and till now I have basically achieved downloads of 1,000 plus, which is a big a kind of greatest achievements for me. So here it is. Yes, Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Yeah. So can anyone hear us?
Yes, I
Yes, I
can.
can hear you.
I
Yes,
can
we
hear
can.
you.
Okay.
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear
Okay.
you.
Okay. So so please, do we have any question? Any questions you want to ask? Maybe things you don't understand about the training, how it's going to be like, what your expectations are. or do you have any concern? What your expectations are for the training, or anything you feel should be introduced?
Okay. Thank you very much, the host and the panelists and the participants in general. My name is Wasil.
Okay, Wasil.
Yes. So, at what point Mr. Rahim will be coming in, and is he going to be general like this? So, anytime you need to invite, or at what point, or why is he going to be coming in to take his own section of the training?
Okay, so for his own section of the training, we have a course outline, as I already explained to you.
Yes.
There are aspects of financial modeling that I will take. The aspect of Excel, advanced Excel is going to take those ones. So we're going to send out a structured timetable that will have the different dates, the time, and the duration of his own class. So that one is going to be sent out.
Okay.
You understand? You know, the whole lecture will be made up of advanced Excel and financial modeling. So it's going to take those parts of Excel modeling, general Excel modeling, based on what he showed you, and
Yes.
advanced Excel function. So we're going to structure out that and send to you before the class.
Okay.
So we have an outline already. So we're just going to fix in those hours and send to you. So it's going to be maybe I come in, I take advanced Excel function. So within some hours, do you get? So you also come in, take you. I take financial modeling, then we also come in, take you advanced Excel function. So, but the outline will be sent, the course outline and the instructor allocation will be sent out. That's for sure.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So, do we have questions? Questions from anyone? Any other question, please?
I think the training is loaded. It's loaded. It's really loaded. So.
Okay.
I
So
like
thanks. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So, do we have any other observation, question from anyone? Okay. So
I can make a comment so they can move it to the group if they've not thought of any question now. They can indicate that in the group.
Okay, so if there are no questions now, you can actually indicate your, so let me ask people to actually unmute. Let me ask people to unmute so that, guys, we can have maybe something like an interactive session. So if you don't have any question now, you can actually ask that on the group.
Okay. All right.
So if you don't have a question, you can ask that on the group, right? So what we have done now is we've sent out. So if you haven't registered yet, try as much as possible to register. All right, try as much as possible to register. Then for the payment, all right, for the payment, we have a pay stack. Okay. Now we have a pay stack platform where you can make your payment. Okay, where you can make your payment. Now, if you cannot make the entire payment at once, we have an option where you can pay in installments. All right, so we have an option of paying in installments. So if you check the link to the pay stack, you will see that the link is not fixed. There is no fixed amount there. So you can pay what you have now, okay, before the actual lecture starts. So we are planning the lecture to hold on the 17th. So the actual lecture is going to start on the 17th of October. So the virtual training is going to start on the 17th of October. So as we have said, we do virtual training and we also do on-premises training. So if you're interested in on-premises training, also message us. We'll let you know the venue and how you meet us. But for the virtual, we are kicking off everything starting on the 17th. So it's going to start on the 17th of this month. 17th of this month. So we will communicate the outline, we'll communicate the schedule based on what Wasil asked. So we'll communicate the schedule and the outline. So in case you have questions, please let us know. Yeah. Please, can we mute Oluwaseun Tobi? Can you mute your? Can you reduce the background noise? Oluwaseun Tobi Talabi. Oluwaseun Talabi.
Can mute if you can.
Oluwaseun Talabi.
Yeah, Wilson, you can mute your end. Yeah. So it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, I've actually done that. Okay. All right. So that's great. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time for coming online for the lecture, for the webinar.
Welcome.
So as I said earlier, we're going to send out the registration, the Google Form registration out again. All right. So we're going to send out the Google Form registration, and so we expect that to register before 17th of October, because we're actually starting up on 17th of October. So if you have any question, as I've earlier said, you can raise them on the WhatsApp group. You can raise your question on the WhatsApp group. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for joining the webinar. We so much appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, so enjoy the rest of your day.
And you too. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Roy.
All right.
So don't forget our agreement too.
Yes.
I'll also be leaving for the place now.
All right.